Everyone. My name is Will Spendlove. I run product marketing for our Salesforce CPQ and billing products. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you that we are going to be giving away some pretty fun prizes at the end of this. We have an iPhone 10. We have a couple of the Bose wireless quiet control headsets. The only requirement is you stay in your seat until the very end of this keynote. So before we get started, we just have a little video to show.
Intelligence is the future of Salesforce. It's the future of sales.
It's about selling the way you want.
Let's jump right in. I know you guys want to see the new products.
And together, we're on this amazing journey.
So that is our pitch to remind you to go to the Sales Cloud keynote tomorrow because CPQ and billing are part of the Sales Cloud product suite. So now I would love to introduce you to Pascal Yamin, Senior Vice President and General Manager of Salesforce.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Pascal Yamin. I am the Senior Vice President and General Manager for Salesforce CPQ. Welcome to our keynote, Delivering Revenue, Quote to Cash. Today we're going to talk about how you can leverage the Salesforce platform to optimize your sales team and your revenue operations. But first, let me thank you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being at this amazing event. Thank you for being our customers, our partners, and our employees. Everybody in this room is a part of the Salesforce Ohana. I have been here for just over 8 years, and I am continually inspired and excited for what I see you do every single day. Your success, your innovation, your transformation is what gives us the fuel to keep going and to keep innovating ourselves, and we want to make sure we thank you for that. You are truly the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers are part of the fourth industrial revolution. You are innovating, you are disrupting your markets, and you are the learners. Our success is about you and your success. And again, thank you for that. Now, for the first 8 years at Salesforce, I have been part of the customer success organization. I have worked with companies around the world across all industries and across all sizes. My focus in that conversation is helping our customers get the most out of the Salesforce platform. A key part of being a trailblazer is knowing and understanding what you need to make your business succeed and go to that next level. And what I have heard over and over and over again in my conversations with you as customers is you need help optimizing your quote to cash. I've typically heard this in 3 different areas. First, you want smarter quoting. You want to arm your sales team with the ability and the tools they need to deliver the right customer buying experience. Second, you want help in automating your billing and revenue operations. More specifically, now more than ever, we have companies across all industries trying to understand how they could leverage a recurring revenue business model and create a subscription as a service business similar to how Salesforce runs our business. Bringing revenue operations closer to the customer and creating a more intimate, closer relationship with your customers. And lastly, I have heard over and over again the need for a single view, not just a single view for your customers or of your customers, but a single view of your entire business on one platform that allows you to make smarter decisions faster. Unfortunately today, most companies are not set up to succeed in these areas. Most often, sales teams are using a variety of technologies to manage their sales process and quoting. Most of the time, their quoting is disconnected from the sales and opportunity management processes. Most companies today still use manual tools like Microsoft Excel, which are time-consuming and prone to error. A lot of times we'll see customers spend a lot of money and a lot of time building homegrown solutions for quoting that are not only costly to create, they're costly to maintain, they have complex integrations, and typically inhibit your ability to be agile and react to the business. This is not only a bad selling experience for your sellers, it's also a bad experience for your customers. The turnaround time is long, quotes are not personalized, and the customers are feeling frustrated as well as your business itself. The disconnection between the front office and the back office prevents you from optimizing your quote to cash. And after 8 years, in my 9th year at Salesforce, this is why I'm so excited today. This is why I'm so excited to be in this role, because we have listened to the feedback from you. We have heard what you need to change, to transform, and we have invested in that. And we have the solution to help optimize your quote to cash. Salesforce is the first enterprise software company that allows you to integrate and seamlessly run your quote to cash, all built on the world's #1 CRM. With Salesforce CPQ, you can configure your products, manage your pricing, discounting, and approvals efficiently and without errors. With Salesforce Billing, you could automate your order capture, invoicing, and create the recurring revenue business model that you need. With Einstein Analytics, you can analyze your pricing, discounting, and the overall health of your business at any time. And of course, because it's all built on the Salesforce platform, you can extend that exact same quoting experience to your channel partners with partner communities. You can extend that customer experience with Service Cloud. It's built and enabled through Lightning, allowing you to do it from anywhere and any device. Supported by the enablement of Trailhead and of the thousands of apps available on the App Exchange. Quote to cash on Salesforce eliminates the disconnection between your front office and your back office that allows you to get the right revenue and sales optimization. Now, I'm honored today to invite our own Meredith Schmidt, the Executive Vice President of Global Revenue Operations for Salesforce. Everybody give her a round of applause.
Hi, yeah, thank you.
All right. Meredith is a thought leader at Salesforce, but she is a thought leader in the industry, and I've asked her to come share some of her points and some of her experiences. And can we start, Meredith, with you sharing a little bit about how Salesforce runs our quote to cash?
Sure. My favorite thing is we run it all on the platform, and we have from day one. One of the things, I've been here for 13 years. I love to say I've never logged into our ERP system, but I run revenue for now a $10 billion company. It's pretty incredible. And if I think back to those many years ago, we started with paper, right? How many of you guys are still doing quoting on paper? We had these metal lock boxes in our offices. Our sales team would put their signed orders in. We'd unlock it and literally type it into Salesforce. We had already built an order management application and a billing application on our own platform, but we weren't capturing the data from the quote. And so the first thing we did was say, how do we start capturing data? I don't want to be a team of data entry people. And so we built a quote object. The very same quote object Salesforce CPQ runs on today, we built first internally to really solve our problem of data entry. And if I look and fast forward to today, we processed 1.2 million orders last year. What's pretty amazing is it's almost all automated. 85% of the orders we receive, once signed from a customer, are automatically processed. That means service has been delivered, often in less than 5 minutes from customer signature. Our opportunities are audited and locked, and our commissions are calculated. This is all with no human touch because of the data model and how we're capturing the data and telling it what to do. Even more impressive is we have no billing department. Right? Billing is 100% automated and has been for many, many years. But we do have a collections team, of course. But what's great for the collections is they're working inside the Salesforce platform as well. They're collecting everything because they have all the data in one place in a single view of the customer. Right? If you're a collector trying to collect a $1,000 invoice, but we have a $1 million opportunity, you're going to be a little bit nicer when you try to collect that $1,000. So giving all that information at your fingertips has really been the goal we've had, is how do you capture data and tell it what to do? I'd like to tell my team, we're no longer the machines. We get to manage the machines. And that's really made our jobs more interesting. And I think this is the opportunity we have, and what I'm really excited about working with the product team is all the innovation we're coming with Salesforce CPQ. Just looking at how we're going to do Einstein, the analytics, but just the intelligence, the predictiveness of what we're going to do together is incredible. So I'm really excited for the next journey.
That is great. That is fascinating how we do that. 1.2 million orders today. How many are we going to have in a few years?
We've estimated about 3.5 million orders per year in about 4 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
So running all on the platform again with pretty much no touch, and my goal is 95% automation. So I've committed that to my CFO. I think he's going to be pretty happy.
I'm sure he will be. That's great. Now, I know you're in finance, and compliance and controls is a hot topic. How does this impact the compliance controls for Salesforce?
Well, I think what's great is when you're working on a single platform, you're not passing data around, right? You're telling data what to do. And all your controls with Salesforce on the platform, everything's time, date, and stamped. You know who did what when, right? And so when you think about this new ASC 606, I always say it wrong for all the accounting nerds in the audience. I'm one, don't worry. We're moving to order-based revenue recognition. And one of the great things when this came out is we were already doing this. Salesforce was already the source of truth for all order information. So we weren't in a scramble to figure out where's our order data coming from, is it accurate, is there human error, because there's no humans pushing the data along. And so really the accounting team, our controllers, thrilled because they can rely on the upstream data. And I really like to think that Salesforce is the revenue platform.
That's great. Thank you, Meredith. One more question. We have a room full of people who are either on the journey or about to be on the journey for quote to cash. What advice would you give them?
Two things probably. First is question yourself. Question your policies and processes. I think we can all get into a situation where we're customizing because we think we have the best process. I think that's something I've learned is I can change. I can change even a $10 billion company can change. Just simple things like we don't sign contracts anymore because we have all the business rules. Those simple things can just really help you automate. And then I would say start where the data starts. Start with quote to cash, but start with CPQ because data starts in CPQ.
That's great. Thank you, Meredith.
Great. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. Thank you. Now, we're not the only company who's already transforming the quote to cash. We have 1,600 customers or more already starting the journey. That's 5 times growth from just less than 2 years ago. One company that is truly a trailblazer in this area is Informatica. Informatica has partnered with Salesforce to help them in their transformation, to make sure that we can help them create flexibility to support their fast innovation, to help them manage their products and pricing to avoid SKU proliferation, help them create a self-service capability for their sales organization so they can be more self-sufficient with quoting, and of course, to do it on an end-to-end data model so they can make better decisions faster. Let's watch a short video.
Informatica, from a technology perspective, have shifted almost 10 years ago. At the same time, around the same time that Salesforce brought the cloud into our world, basically the subscription and cloud business becomes such a significant part of our overall business that it drove a need for change. We're looking for quote to cash to enable us to innovate faster. Not just innovate on the technology side, but also innovate in how we transact and work with our customer.
If the data models didn't jibe, if the workflows didn't jibe across those different applications, if they didn't have the same visions, you ran the risk of doing things like one of the examples I think I've given is SKU proliferation. We really want to enable self-service experiences. SKU proliferation is death to self-service experiences.
Quote to cash is a critical component in really giving us the business flexibility that supports the technology fast innovation so that we're better rolling it into the market and having happier customers.
Salesforce Quote to Cash is going to give us the ability to provide the experiences and support the business models that Informatica needs to transform the industry that it supports and enable our customers to consume their technology needs as they need them and pay us as they are successful so that we can support their outcomes and they sort of share the benefits with us. So that's why I would recommend Salesforce Quote to Cash.
That's great. Please join me in welcoming Graham Thompson, Chief Information Officer at Informatica. Thank you for joining. Good to be here. Graham, first of all, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being a trailblazer. That was an amazing video, inspirational video. For the audience, can you please share a little bit about what Informatica does?
Yeah, so at Informatica, we're the leader in enterprise cloud data management. And what that really means is we have the privilege of working with some of the world's best companies as they work through their data-driven digital transformation using our data management products.
That's great. Thank you. Now, tell us a little bit about how your transformation started and what were some of the key challenges you faced.
Yeah, so as you just saw Ronan talk about in the video, our transformation really started 10 years ago when Mark Benioff actually asked us to help your customers integrate Sales Cloud at that time to their either on-prem systems or to other cloud systems. And rather than using at that time, the legacy on-prem product, we created a new cloud platform product to do that. So that was really the beginning of our cloud business. More recently, just in the last 12 months, we've started to offer every product via subscription. And as you can probably imagine, it's creating a whole bunch of different challenges. Our business processes weren't set up to manage that. The systems we deployed to manage a licensed business weren't set up to do that. And we had problems that I'm sure a lot of other customers in the room would see as being familiar, like SKU proliferation. And most importantly, that lack of an end-to-end connection between the quote, the opportunity, ultimately the order and the agreement, and then downstream the provisioning of the service. So we had a number of challenges.
That's great. Is that what led you to look at Salesforce CPQ and billing?
Yeah, so as you can imagine, we looked at multiple options, but we're already a very established Sales Cloud and Service Cloud customer, so it made sense for us to double down on the Salesforce platform. And there was a couple of main reasons. So one is, I believe that getting that early visibility, the digital representation of the deal as early as possible in the process helps everything else that comes after. So if we can connect the quote to the opportunity that's in the forecast, mature that through the process until it ultimately becomes an order, and then an agreement, and then a downstream provisioning event, that will really help us speed up the velocity and get to the 85% automation, hopefully someday, that Meredith just talked about. And lastly, we've got an established expertise in using our products to integrate Salesforce to other applications and also within different instances of Salesforce. So as we were challenged with moving from our old classic instance in Sales Cloud to the new Lightning instance, we had to find a way to slowly move areas of process over. And we were able to use our data management products to keep the data in sync and really enable that end-to-end workflow that we were chasing.
One last question. What does the future look like?
Yeah, so in January, we deployed Lightning, and our Salesforce are embracing it. CPQ is in UAT right now. It will go live on December 4th for just a subset of products and a subset of the organization. And then I look forward to our sales kickoff event in January, where we'll be deploying it to all of our field sales teams. And the mission is, by the end of March, our Q1, is to have every dollar of net new bookings and renewals for subscription going through Salesforce quote to cash.
That's great. Thank you, Graham, for joining us.
Thanks, Pascal.
All right. Now let's get to what you guys are here for. Not to hear me speak, but to learn more about how you can create your own quote to cash journey. Please welcome Will Spendlove, our Vice President of Product Marketing.
All right. That was awesome. Thank you, both Meredith and Graham. I think that when you look at something that Meredith is doing or Graham is doing, it probably reflects similarly to what most of you are trying to do, which is really take the data that's coming in from the quoting process and be able to leverage it and ensure that it is the most accurate. And I think they're amazing trailblazers in what they're trying to do. So what we want to do today is show you how you can be a trailblazer in quote to cash in your own environment. So to begin with, we start that with the quoting process and ensuring that you can quote quickly, your reps can quote quickly, that it's accurate, and we do that with Salesforce CPQ. Once that quoting experience is finished, we then go to the billing experience, which is helping you to seamlessly bill once you've received that contract and the order is complete. And then finally, we're going to talk a little bit about how you can extend that on the Salesforce platform and make sure, as Graham and as Meredith were saying, I know your name. As Meredith was saying, how do we use that data the best way that we can use it? So let's start by talking about really driving smarter quoting with Salesforce CPQ. So it all begins at the configuration part and then how we price that. So when we configure, first of all, we want to make sure that searching that product catalog is easy for your reps to do. By leveraging wizards like a guided selling wizard, we can help them get that product and find out exactly what combination they want. And then next, once they have that, they want to select the perfect product and have that product be rules-based. So making sure that they're picking the right product with the right service or the right add-on. Once that's done, then we want to give them the ability to put the very best price on. And we do that by giving them the ability to discount. So we can have them discount at a line item. We can have them not discount certain products because we want to keep our pricing in a specific way. Or we can even give certain customers volume-based pricing. So let's say our rep goes ahead and they create a really good quote that they're very excited about, but their discount is too high. So what we can do with Salesforce CPQ is we can have them send it for an approval very easily. And we automate that experience so that you or your sales management or your finance team has the ability to look at the approval and quickly do it from any device. Then we give them the ability to accelerate the negotiation process with the customer by having dynamic terms and conditions that can be populated directly into a quote, and all those terms and conditions are hosted on Salesforce. That makes that experience faster. And then finally, when we're ready to get that quote sent to our customer, we can make sure that the proposal we're sending to them looks perfect. We can have it follow your exact branding, and whatever your marketing team wants to show, whatever your product team wants to have in that quote, you can make that automated on the Salesforce platform. And then finally, we now have the contract. The customer, it was sent by DocuSign to the customer. They signed it, it came back. We now have a sales contract. That sales contract is sitting in Salesforce. But as we all know, the one thing about a contract is a customer constantly wants to make changes to it. And especially if you're in a model where you have SaaS-based or subscription-based business, that is extremely important to have that kind of flexibility. But a lot of you out there are probably in industries that are starting to look at a subscription or a SaaS-based model. It's not just for technology anymore. So having flexibility around that contract to make those amendments is really important. So first of all, we make it easy to upgrade an existing contract you have. So that would be if you want to maybe make an add-on or co-term that add-on to an existing contract. We also help you to make modifications. If someone wants to do a return or a swap or a cancellation, it can be done really simply. And then finally, because a lot of people, one of the concepts of having a subscription-based or SaaS-based model is allowing the customer to easily renew, we make that renewal completely automated so that as that renewal comes, an automatic renewal opportunity will be put into the account, and as that time comes, it'll be served up to your either renewal rep or your sales rep or whoever does that. So let's take a look at all that. So I would love to invite up Ariane Vandekar. She is a Senior Director of Product Management, and she will take us through a demo of some of these things.
Thank you, Will. I'm so excited to be here with you today to show you how Informatica is using Salesforce CPQ and Salesforce Billing to transform their business. In this demonstration, we will be following the story of Clara, a sales rep at Informatica. It's the last day of the quarter, and Clara's trying to close those last-minute deals in order to hit her quota. Like many sales reps, Clara starts her day in Salesforce Inbox. Salesforce CPQ has sent her an email to alert her of her customer's upcoming renewal. Because CPQ automatically forecasts renewal opportunities, Clara never fails to lock in this revenue. When Clara gets into the office, she opens up the renewal opportunity to see how CPQ has forecasted this deal. She notices an Einstein insight suggesting a high probability of increasing the deal size. Einstein recommends she takes a look at Presidio Tech's usage history. Usage data from Informatica's platform is pushed into Salesforce daily and made available on the opportunity. Clara can see from the usage chart that Presidio Tech has exceeded their connector usage limit over the past 2 months. Clara knows she needs to add more connectors to the renewal to help avoid them being charged for overages in the future. Salesforce CPQ has automatically created a renewal quote, bringing in Presidio Tech's current packages and options so that Clara doesn't have to waste time rekeying that information. Entering into the configurator, Clara is taken through an experience, a guided experience, ensuring she selects a valid combination of products and services. Clara increases the connector quantity to help Presidio Tech stay in line with their usage limit. Saving the products prompts an upsell alert, possibly suggesting Clara to upgrade their success plan. Clara knows Presidio Tech values timely service and support, and so she decides to remove the standard support product and add the premier support, as the two products cannot be sold together. With Informatica's recent change in billing policy, Clara updates the renewal quote to be billed annually instead of monthly. And since Presidio Tech is a valued customer, she goes in and applies an extra discount on the connectors product. Salesforce CPQ instantly provides feedback to Clara about the discount she's applied, telling her that it's going to require manager approval. In effort to get this quote quickly in front of the customer, she reduces the discount down below the mentioned threshold. These types of insights help Clara speed up the sales cycle and close deals faster. Now Clara is ready to preview the proposal. With the click of a button, Salesforce CPQ can generate, Salesforce CPQ's document generation can pulls together data, deal data, in order to create a fully formatted and branded proposal. This proposal begins with a personalized cover page and letter. Gone are the days when Clara had to copy and paste images and data into a Word document. She confirms a list of products and pricing are included, and the applied discounts are made visible so Presidio Tech knows that they are a valued customer. And because the terms and conditions are dynamic, Salesforce CPQ has automatically added in a renewal clause. Finally, the document ends with a signature block so that Presidio Tech can easily sign using an e-signature tool. The proposal looks great. Now Clara is ready to send this document off using DocuSign for Salesforce. Later on, Clara's contact at Presidio Tech receives the proposal, signs it, and DocuSign stamps the signer details onto the quote in Salesforce, right back there. And signs the document and passes into the Salesforce. Clara is done. Kudos to Clara. She closed the deal just in time for quarter end, and so she excitedly rings the sales bell by marking the opportunity as closed won. This prompts Salesforce CPQ to create automatically a contract and order, staging the data for billing and downstream processes. With the help of Salesforce CPQ and Einstein's recommendation, Clara was quickly able to turn an insight into action by getting a proposal into the hands of her customer within minutes. Back to you, Will.
Awesome. Thanks, Ariane. And thank you, Taylor. She's our demo driver, and she's amazing, so thank you. I love that you clap for yourself. Thank you. As Ariane said, the contract is now in Salesforce. All the data that we need is sitting in Salesforce, and now we're ready to bill our customer. So enter Salesforce billing. But first, it all starts really at the order, right? So with the order, we can simplify order capture by generating it directly from the quotes. We can actually provide a lot of flexibility on those orders, so we can have a quote be split, and you can have separate orders. You can actually do an order by a line item in the quote. So there's a lot of flexibility in doing capturing that order information, and all of that is connected to your back-end systems. So once we have that order, we're actually ready to start billing with Salesforce Billing. So number one, we can automate the invoicing. We can do it scheduling based on the orders. We can manage recurring billing programs like trials and refunds and discounts. And we can speed up the collection by leveraging payment gateways. But here's one of the coolest parts. With Einstein Analytics, we can take all that information that's coming in, and we can look at trends that are happening. So specifically, what are trends with our sales teams? What if there's a specific region that's discounting higher than another region? What if there's a partner who's using certain products or using certain combinations differently and they're discounting differently? We can also look at that product usage. So what if there's a specific bundle that's being leveraged more than others? What if there's a combination that's working better for certain customer groups? What if there's a pricing trend that we're seeing? That information can be shared with our pricing teams, with our product teams, with our sales ops teams to really make better decisions. And the great part about that is you can access that anywhere on any device, anytime you want. So let's now take a look at that. So Ariane, let's invite you back up.
Thanks again, Will. I will now be taking you through the last mile of Informatica's quote-to-cash journey with using Salesforce Billing and Einstein Analytics. In the last demonstration, we saw Clara had closed an opportunity just in time with Presidio Tech, just in time for the quarter with Presidio Tech. On the Presidio Tech's account, we can see a 360-degree view of all of the purchasing transactions Presidio Tech has ever had with Informatica, and that includes past sales engagements, current install base, billing and payment history, as well as their upcoming renewal. Taking a look at their renewal order, we can see that Salesforce Billing has automated revenue reporting and the generation of their first invoice. This is great for Informatica as they won't need to rekey in orders or create manual invoices. Even though this order is set to bill annually, we can see from the revenue chart that the revenue is recognized monthly, aligning with when the service is delivered. Salesforce Billing allows companies to recognize revenue independently of how they bill their customers, staying in compliance with ever-changing RevRec standards such as ASC 606. Diving into the invoice, we can see all the subscription products, all of the annual charges related to the deal, with the exception of the connectors product. Since the connectors is a usage-based product, this will be invoiced as soon as overage is incurred. We will now pick up the story with Sean, Director of Sales Operations at Informatica. Sean is reviewing a list of deals from the past quarter in preparation for his go-to-market sales strategy meeting next week. Clara's Presidio Tech deal catches his eye due to the high amount of lost revenue as a result of Clara's steep discounting. He wonders why this approval was never routed to him for approval, or why this deal was never routed to him for approval. He wonders why this approval was never routed to him in the beginning. He opens his pricing analytics dashboard, which shows him the average discounts across all of Informatica's product offerings. He notices the connectors product, the average discount is higher than all of the other products listed. Taking a deeper look at the connectors, he notices this is a trend across many deals. Sean knows that these heavy discounts can heavily impact sales teams' ability to hit their growth targets. Sean knows he needs to do something quick in the short term to reduce this behavior. With point-and-click administration, Sean lowers the approval threshold on the connectors product until he's had a chance to address this with his team next week. With the power of Salesforce Billing and Einstein Analytics, Sean was able to use CPQ and billing data to inform critical business decisions quickly and easily, all on the Salesforce platform. Back to you, Will.
Okay. So we talked about Salesforce CPQ, we talked about Salesforce Billing and getting all that information and being able to leverage it. But also, what about extending beyond what a traditional quote-to-cash installation looks like? So that is where the Salesforce platform comes in. So the first example is CPQ for partner communities. So a lot of you may be leveraging teams outside of your own internal sales teams to help to resell or distribute products. So the idea is by giving them the same experience that your sales teams are having, they can actually be a true extension of how you guys are engaging with your customers. So first of all, we create a custom experience for your partner where they can actually go in and self-serve themselves quoting. They can run quotes just like your own sales reps. And because they may be doing some creative discounting of their own, you can use the exact same approval engine through Salesforce approvals in order to ensure that those are either approved or maybe denied based on the partnership. And that's all done automatically. Finally, one of the coolest parts is you can look at one of your partners and predict what the revenue and what so that you can forecast correctly. You can predict that revenue. You have full visibility into the behaviors of each one of your resellers and your distributors. So another example is with Salesforce CPQ for Service Cloud. So a lot of teams, and most of you obviously probably also have support reps or service reps that engage with your customer once the deal is closed. And their traditional role is just to provide great relationship management and to help those customers be successful. But what if we were able to go beyond that? So first of all, with CPQ for Service Cloud, we can generate service contracts instantly and automatically. We then give your service and support reps the ability to actually look at the entire view of the customer. What assets do they own? What entitlements do they have? So as they're engaging with that customer, they can have a really good conversation with them. We also let them have the ability to potentially send a quote to a customer. What if we gave your service or support reps the ability to cross-sell and upsell? So actually removing some of that responsibility from your field sales or your inside sales reps and giving that to one of your service or support reps and essentially expanding your sales team. And all of this can be done on the platform. The great part is each one of you have your own custom, unique use case. So by leveraging the platform, you can extend that and extend your unique use case. So you can leverage the power of the platform and have your own Salesforce admins or your own Salesforce developers make changes, make configurations with clicks rather than having to learn a lot of code. You can extend beyond what you currently have using APIs and plugins so that you can plug into back-end systems, accounting systems, ERP, etc. And with over 4,000 apps on the App Exchange, you can create a quote-to-cash experience totally unique to you. So if you have compensation or you have financials that you want to add, if you have contract or document lifecycle management that you want to engage in, maybe tax or payments that you want to leverage in your specific use case. Maybe you have an industry that's really unique and you need an industry-based solution. All of that is available on the App Exchange. And because Salesforce CPQ and Billing is built also leveraging the Sales Cloud, all of that is available to you. Finally, we want to make it easy for you to learn how to use CPQ and Billing in your own environment. So we have trails that are customized just to help you learn that. We also have trails to help you to build out your own quote-to-cash experience in Salesforce. So finally, with today we talked about Salesforce CPQ, we talked about Salesforce Billing, and Einstein Analytics, and how you can create an entire quote-to-cash experience in your own environment, and leveraging the platform in order to extend that environment today. So if you want to learn more, one of the great parts is you're sitting here, and we have some incredible sessions that we're showing, that we're hosting here at the Dreamforce campus. We have sessions on CPQ, we have sessions on billing, we have sessions on platform, and all the things you saw today. We also have something that we offer to any of our prospects or customers, and that is what we call a hands-on training, where we let you come in. We actually offer you a little tiny CPQ ready environment, and we let your admins or your developers come in and create your own configurator, create your own discount schedule, and we do it all with you. So we're doing a couple of those here today and tomorrow, but we also do it regionally. So we come into different cities around the nation and in Europe, and we actually host these really fun, they're about 3 hours, and they're sessions where we can teach you how to do that right on the Salesforce platform. And so those things are totally available to you, as well as if you want a demo, you can always talk to your Salesforce AE, and they can take you through a full demo of this. Now, before we forget, and thank you all for sitting here, let's give away an iPhone 10. So reach under your chairs, and if you feel a ticket, it's a pretty big ticket. 1 is gold, 3 are silver. Hold it up. Who has it? Golden, what color is that? The golden ticket. All right, you won the iPhone 10. Congratulations. Who has a silver? All right, if you have the golden or silver, please come up and we'll give you your prize. And thank you, everyone. Have a great Dreamforce.